Unmasking authenticity, the revolutionary power of your full story. Welcome, everyone. Today, I want to share with you a profound revelation that came from my recent conversation with Nahisha McCoy, a visionary leader who has fundamentally transformed how we understand authenticity in professional spaces. Nahisha isn't just another business consultant or career coach. She is a revolutionary thinker who has dedicated her life to dismantling the systems that have forced generations of Black professionals to diminish themselves in order to succeed. Her work has created seismic shifts across industries, challenging the very foundation of what we consider professional and empowering thousands to reclaim their full identities as strategic assets rather than liabilities. From the moment our conversation began, I knew I was in the presence of someone who had uncovered a truth so powerful, so contrary to conventional wisdom that it demanded to be shared on a platform like this. We've all heard the advice, haven't we? To succeed professionally, especially as a Black person in America, you need to code switch. Hide your accent, straighten your hair, downplay your cultural background, minimize your struggles, present a polished, palatable version of yourself that fits neatly into existing power structures. This message bombards us from every direction, from well meaning mentors, from corporate training programs, from business schools, from the media. The message is clear: success requires conformity. Authenticity is a luxury you cannot afford. But what if everything we've been taught about professional success is fundamentally, catastrophically wrong? What if the very parts of ourselves we've been told to hide are actually our greatest assets? This is the revolutionary insight that emerged from my conversation with Nahisha McCoy. Authenticity isn't just a personal value or a feel good buzzword. For Black professionals and entrepreneurs, it's a strategic asset with tangible business outcomes. Let that sink in for a moment. The conventional narrative suggests you must choose between being yourself and being successful. Nahisha's work fundamentally shatters this false dichotomy. The truth is far more liberating. Embracing and strategically sharing your full story, including your scars and setbacks, can become your greatest differentiator in business and leadership. This perspective isn't just inspirational, it's transformational. It shifts the entire paradigm of professional development for Black women and men navigating spaces not designed with them in mind. From my interview with Nahisha, three powerful insights emerged that I want to share with you today. First, your story is your strategy. Those lived experiences you've been told to downplay, they're actually your competitive advantage. The challenges you've overcome, the perspectives you've gained, the resilience you've built, these elements can open doors, build trust, and drive meaningful change in your professional journey. Second, community and visibility matter profoundly. Building supportive networks and sharing your narrative on platforms that center Black voices creates safe spaces where vulnerability and ambition can coexist. This collective visibility shifts what leadership looks like in underrepresented communities. Third, you don't have to wait for perfection. Taking action before everything is ready and mentoring others along the way can help disrupt industry norms and create new opportunities for yourself and others who look like you. These insights aren't just theoretical, they're being proven every day by remarkable Black entrepreneurs and professionals who are rewriting the rules of success. Consider Katira Holland, a Black woman entrepreneur who faced the familiar barriers in the startup world: limited access to capital, scarce mentorship, and networks not designed with her in mind. Like many Black women founders, she battled persistent imposter syndrome while navigating systems built to exclude her. What did Katira do? She leveraged storytelling platforms to build visibility and foster community. Instead of hiding her struggles, She normalized them. She created spaces where vulnerability wasn't penalized but celebrated as a strength. The results were transformative. Hundreds of listeners found actionable advice tailored to their unique journeys. Katira grew her audience while mentoring dozens through workshops and events. Her work is deeply rooted in creating the opportunities she once needed herself, providing resources and mentorship for other Black women founders. Through authentic storytelling, Katira expanded her reach, mentored others, and helped shift perceptions of leadership among Black women entrepreneurs. Her approach has contributed to changing industry norms and inspiring others to lead with authenticity. This isn't an isolated example. Consider Ashley Sims, the managing director of Build in Tulsa, who leads a network dedicated to supporting Black entrepreneurs by reclaiming the Black Wall Street legacy as a blueprint for the future. The challenges facing Black entrepreneurs in Tulsa were both historic and ongoing. Barriers to capital, training, and community support that seemed insurmountable. But Ashley and her team took decisive action, facilitating over 10,000 hours of training and coaching, investing $10.5 million dollars in underrepresented founders, and building a network of 400 entrepreneurs. The initiative has helped numerous Black led businesses launch and scale with a dual focus on wealth building and narrative change. Ashley's leadership builds on Tulsa's legacy of Black entrepreneurship, aiming to make the city a hub for the next generation of Black owned billion-dollar companies. Under her guidance, Build in Tulsa has raised over $16 million dollars for multiple organizations, expanded entrepreneurial support, and earned national recognition. The program is reshaping perceptions about Black entrepreneurship and providing a replicable model for other communities. What's particularly powerful about Ashley's work is how it demonstrates the collective power of visibility and reclaiming narrative. This isn't just about individual success, it's about community transformation through authentic leadership. Then there's Tyrea Grimes, whose story powerfully illustrates how embracing one's scars and sharing authentic stories fosters healing and effective leadership. Like many Black professionals, Tareya faced the expectation to hide her struggles to fit into traditional leadership molds. Instead, she chose to lead with vulnerability, using her personal story as a source of strength and connection with others. This approach empowered others to share their own stories and build resilience, creating a ripple effect of healing and empowerment. Tareya's journey highlights the importance of emotional safety, truth telling, and cultural remembrance in leadership. By inspiring others to embrace their full selves, she's contributed to trauma informed storytelling practices and promoted intergenerational dialogue. Her leadership style is influencing a broader cultural shift toward authenticity and healing in Black professional spaces. What these three remarkable women demonstrate is that authenticity isn't just personally fulfilling, it's strategically powerful. When you share your story with intention, you don't just heal yourself, you create pathways for others. You don't just build a personal brand, you reshape what leadership looks like. You don't just achieve individual success, you transform systems. This approach stands in stark contrast to conventional career advice that tells us to compartmentalize, to leave our personal selves at the door, to present only our most polished professional facades. That advice might work for those who already fit comfortably within existing power structures. But for Black professionals navigating spaces not designed with them in mind, authenticity becomes a revolutionary act with strategic implications. When Nahisha shared these insights with me, I was struck by how they challenge the very foundation of professional development as we know it. We're not just talking about being more comfortable at work. We're talking about fundamentally reimagining what professional success looks like and how we achieve it. The beauty of this approach is that it doesn't require you to wait for systems to change before you can succeed. It empowers you to leverage your unique story and perspective right now, today, as a strategic asset. This doesn't mean sharing everything with everyone all the time. Strategic authenticity requires discernment. It means understanding which parts of your story serve which purpose. It means knowing when vulnerability builds connection and when boundaries protect your well being. It means recognizing that your experiences aren't just personal, they are professional assets that give you unique insights others may lack. As Nahisha emphasized in our conversation, this approach is particularly powerful for Black women who often face the double bind of both racial and gender bias in professional settings. By reclaiming their narratives and sharing them strategically, Black women can transform what might otherwise be seen as liabilities into distinctive strengths. Consider the implications. If you've navigated systemic barriers, you've developed problem solving skills others haven't had to learn. If you've code switched between different cultural contexts, you have communication abilities that others may lack. If you've overcome adversity, you have resilience that gives you an edge in challenging situations. These aren't just nice stories to share at diversity panels, they're strategic assets that make you better at your job, more innovative in your thinking, and more effective in your leadership. So I challenge you today. What part of your story have you been hiding that, if shared, could become your greatest asset? What experiences have you been taught to minimize that might actually be your most powerful differentiator? I challenge you to reject the false choice between authenticity and success. I challenge you to see your full story with all its complexity, all its pain, all its triumph as your strategic advantage. This isn't just about individual fulfillment, it's about collective liberation. When you show up authentically, you create space for others to do the same. When you leverage your story strategically, you don't just advance your own career, you help reshape what leadership looks like for generations to come. The world doesn't need more professionals who have mastered the art of fitting in. The world desperately needs leaders who have mastered the courage to stand out, to bring their full, authentic selves to every table, every conversation, every opportunity. Your story isn't something to overcome on the way to success. Your story is the foundation of your success. Embrace it, share it, leverage it, and watch as doors open, not just for you, but for all those who will follow in your authentically powerful footsteps. The revolution won't be in conforming. The revolution will be in the courageous act of being exactly who you are and using that authenticity as your most powerful strategic asset.